Hello, Scorpio. This is your reading for the week of May 3rd, 5th, or whenever it resonates. So, Scorpio, the first thing that I see as I am preparing to do your reading is something over your head like a golden shape. And as I'm looking at it and trying to figure out what it is, I realize that it's got the shape of a Roman Catholic mitre. That hat it's almost like the shape of it is almost as though it has got rounded edges of a triangle that then's fitting on the head. But this is not about religion. This is, however, about spirituality, because what it looks like to me is it's golden light in that shape, almost like there's a cave of awareness that you could move up into, this room, this cave, that you can allow your consciousness to raise into. And as I'm seeing you there, standing as though you were a spiritual leader, you're standing on a beautiful marble balustrade or terrace, looking out over a beautiful countryside. There are no people specifically. It's just this beautiful countryside sloping down. And you're looking out over it. And as you look, or as you're not looking, but as I look behind you, what I see are scenes of chaos. I see scenes of struggle and pain and sadness. But you are standing there, and you are standing peaceful, and you are standing with authority, and there's nobody else there. So this is authority over yourself. And what it feels to me as I'm looking at this, and as I'm getting this, is it's only because of the experience behind you that has been so difficult, that has been so challenging, where there has been such a need for forgiveness in so many cases, when you have felt attacked, and when you sometimes have attacked without meaning to, out of a natural defensiveness that comes in, that it's all of that that has brought you to this ability to rise to this level of spiritual awareness and spiritual integrity, because you've had integrity at a personal level, but now we're at a human personality level, but now it's moving up into a frequency where you really are standing with holy robes. And you really are standing with this beautiful hat of golden light that is informing whoever you come in contact with. So I'm looking at the landscape in front of you and the fact that you're above it and looking down as a statement of wherever you look, wherever you decide to go, you carry with you the experience and the wisdom of the past, of what the past has taught you. And you are offering and you are carrying this light. It's literally like, without this, you would not have transformed into this. And this is now what you offer. Now, it's important for you to understand, Scorpio, that there are going to be times when you are going to question whether or not you are allowed to, whether you're able to, whether you deserve it. There are going to be times when you are going to blame yourself for things. That's very human, but you're being asked to just notice and name anytime you have these wonderful feelings that are getting in the way. And ask yourself why, okay? And whenever the emotion is coming up, whatever emotion is coming up for you, just check in with them. Name them. Oh, look, there's joy. Oh, look, there's frustration. Oh, look, there's whatever. And that's going to allow you to step back and not take it so seriously, okay? Because you've got so much access to this higher energy, to this golden energy right now, that you can easily access that by just allowing yourself to step back out of the personality issues, personality conflicts that you might have or have had, and really choose in that moment, where do you want to go? Name what it is, step back away, and now say to yourself, where do I want to go? How can I get there? And one of the things that's going to help you in that moment is not just the idea of forgiveness and realizing that we're all here to learn and grow, but to notice when you might be putting yourself above others. Because in this state, remember, in this exalted state of spiritual awareness, you're not above anybody else. There's nobody below you. It's just nature. So this is saying to you, whenever you are dealing with, attack, situations where you find yourself perhaps sliding into some old emotions that are uncomfortable, where you might want to blame other people, or where you might start to feel superior, that's where you go, no, right. True forgiveness is really about understanding that we are all here to learn and grow, and we're designed to play different roles with each other in order to bring these things out. There is a law of energy that's going to attract things that will teach us stuff, but it's going to be up to us to decide how we want to work with that, okay? And as long as you're in a position of considering yourself better than somebody else, you're not in that exalted energy, right? You still may be halfway there, but you're not at that level completely. So you're being notified of this. Notice and name whatever emotions are coming up, especially if they're uncomfortable. And you get the why not, who says so card. So that's also like whenever you find yourself challenged in some way, whenever you find yourself behaving in a way that is restricted or in a way that you don't like, that doesn't align with your heart, that doesn't align with what makes you feel good, stop and say, why not? Who says so? And check in with the face that comes up for that. Notice what faces come up. But then, what are the faces that say no? And then say yes to yourself. Choose where you want to be. Choose where you want to go. Scorpio, you have got such, and it's been consistent. It's been pretty consistent with you folks. You're getting a lot of exalted energy. And it feels to me as though many of you who have gone through a lot of tough lessons are really coming out in, I don't want to say at the other end of it, but really coming out in a way now where energetically you have really got access to such a high frequency. It's going to be a lot easier for you to stay there than it was. Doesn't mean that you won't still have issues of attack come at you, okay? But this is suggestions. This is telling you that you don't have to deal with the way you used to deal with it. You now have access to different ways, okay? And that when you find yourself getting overwhelmed, I'm just checking on another couple of cards here. Step out of how you struggle with it, right? You might be struggling with how to deal with something that's unpleasant or difficult or something that is pulling out of your energy. Drop it. Step away from it. If you're in a state of struggle, it means you're resisting something about it. So how can you move out of resistance? You can move out of a resistance by aligning with your higher heart, by aligning with what you know is true. Because Scorpio, you know in your heart of hearts, you don't want to have to fight. You don't want to have to defend. That's the old story, my loves. It's the old story. So when you find yourself starting to move into that kind of thing again, you go, no. This resistance, this struggle, this frustration, this is all reminding me it's time to move into that golden hat of energy. It's time for me to move out of that. I can drop it. I can choose to drop it. Now, I know that sounds really simple, but the reality is that often those thoughts, the way we deal with them, they have become so habit and so ingrained that we don't think we can change them, but often we can. We can say, what about, this is important, guys. I heard this earlier. Guys, gals, folks. What if we were to say in this moment, what if I just don't judge anything that's going on as a problem? What if it just is? What if I can just have that attitude and go, nothing I'm saying or even thinking is important. My opinion holds no water right now. It doesn't matter. So often, when we can do that, when we can remind ourselves to do that, we really can drop it and just move into another thought. Doesn't mean we won't go back sometimes. We've got the neural loops. We're recreating new ones. We're letting the old ones that are associated with that old energy dry up and fade out and disconnect. So we will. And that's also really important for you not to get caught up in struggling with yourself about it. Just go, oh, that's where the name the emotions comes in. Notice and name them. And then you go, so what? Who says, why not? I can let it go. I'm choosing to let it go. Your mind is the cookie cutter for all of your cosmic events. The mind is not only the tool with which we interpret the world around us. The mind is the great cosmic cookie cutter which manifests our world according to its shape and the ingredients we put into it. So if you're operating in struggle, resistance, attack, that's fear. Okay? Take your mind somewhere else. Put something new into it. If you can't, drop it just by doing the naming and stepping back and then choosing something different. Look at what your mind is doing and decide what are you going to put into it, instead of that other stuff. It might be listening to something spiritual. It might be laughing at something, watching a comedy. It might be going for a walk. You don't know. It's up to you. But you can figure that out. You can feel that out. Okay? You have got access to this divine golden energy. And you know when you're in that energy, you have access to guides and spiritual assistants and angels en masse. Lots, tons. So use it. It's your turn to use that. They're there for you for that, okay? And they want you to call on them. They want you to stay in that high energy because they know that's where you feel the best. And when you feel the best, you're better for everybody. Okay, Scorpio? Take care of yourselves. Enjoy what you're doing and really do your best to step away from the self-attack, okay? Like really. Take care.